The main thing is that technology is so important in all our lives. So the way we shop now, the way we search for information, the way business is run. And when it works well, it's fantastic. And when it goes wrong, it's incredibly frustrating. And I think at the heart of what RM does is really make that work for schools. So our passion is about bringing the best technology to life in schools for teachers and for children. So I think we can make a huge difference in the market. A lot of the schools that I talk to struggle with technology. I think first of all they struggle to really line up technology to really support their teaching and learning aims. Often they're frustrated with technology that doesn't work as well as it could do in the classroom, and sometimes they think it's really expensive and they're not getting value for money out of it. And obviously RM works with about 2,000 schools across the UK of making all those three things really work together, so we can make sure the technology in the school is appropriate for the school, it works really well, and they're paying what they need to for the budgets they've got in their schools. So I think we can add value for independent schools, for individual secondary and primary schools, or more and more of the multi-academy trusts that we're now working with.
And the first thing we do is we'll come and have a conversation with you at your school. We'll understand you technically, so we'll do a technical audit, which is a free audit, and that gives us a subset of information back. From that, then we have some data that we can then come back to you and your senior leaders and have a conversation about what your aspirations are over the next couple of years, having a look at your Ofsted action plan, your ICT strategy and development plan, and we'll be able to help you align what your technology does and how it lends itself to those plans moving forward. Once we've got the data back from the audit, we've had that strategic conversation with you, the output of that will either verify what you already know internally to make a change management intervention, or actually it'll give you some food for thought about alternative ways of tackling the same issue but with operational and cost efficiency savings. So one of the frequent issues we're discussing at the moment is that you've got static budgets, but your salary, national insurance and pension costs are rising, so you've got less money in the kitty. So repurposing legacy equipment and coming up with new innovative ways to make older equipment log on more quickly, be instant accessible, and be able to get to resources more quickly so staff and pupils can use it is something that we look at also when we get that from the audit, and we'll be able to come back to you with a number of ideas about how to tackle that in your plan moving forward. We're also finding as well that with static budgets and costs rising operationally within schools are looking at different and alternative routes to try and deploy their ICT. Everyone's talking about cloud, but quite simply, if you move towards a more cloud revenue-based way of tackling things, it reduces not only your spend on ICT, but also your ICT support costs, and that's a conversation we're having with each customer. So the other thing we'll do is we'll do an ICT usage of your classroom practitioners and your staff. And what we'll ask is what works well and why, what doesn't work well and why. We'll also do that for the pupils as well, so you get a holistic view about ICT usage in your school, in addition to that from your ICT department. We'll then take that back with the outcomes of the technical audit and have that strategic conversation, and all that information will work really well in understanding what your future aspirations and vision should be, because you've got the data to make that informed decision.
We've got more than 400 engineers in RM, we've got 25 years of experience in technology, so we can make it work best in schools. On the occasions where it's not working so well, obviously we've got a huge amount of resource and skill and expertise that we can pull in to really fix it in schools. I think we're probably the largest education IT provider in the market. We've got a range of expertise all the way from hardware to our MAS. We're an ISP. We run managed services across more than 800 schools in the UK, so huge breadth of experience in terms of different services, and also in time. We've been around a long time. We know what schools really need, and we're probably best placed to make sure that technology works for them.